Hi, I'm Rodney, one of the drivers for Team Bigfoot, and today we're here in the shop here of Home of Bigfoot, and I would like to introduce to you the new truck, Mrs. Bigfoot, with her clothes off. The truck, that is. And I'd like to tell you a little bit about the truck. To start off, we'd like to talk about the tires on the truck now. The tires on the truck are toter tires that we actually put on the truck just to load inside the trailers to travel across America and Canada and all over. When we're actually competing with the truck, we put on 66-43-25s, which actually makes the truck stand up really big. And to go along with this truck, we have the nitrogen shocks. This particular truck here is running 32-inch travel shocks. This really helps the landing when this takes big jumps over school buses and motorhomes and stuff like that. The next thing I'd like to talk about that we get asked about is the limiting straps. The limiting straps actually ties in with the shocks, which keeps the shocks from pulling apart when the truck is jumped up into the air. So it actually keeps the chassis and the frame together so it doesn't pull the shocks apart. The next thing we'd like to move into would be the motor. You see this big motor sitting right here? This is a 572 cubic inch Ford motor. This truck is putting out 1,350 horsepower, runs on alcohol, it's blown and injected. The thing that goes behind this is the transmission, which is a C6 transmission that you see. This tranny is very special built. It has a lot of good components in it, which has to be able to put up with the 1,850 foot-pounds of torque that this motor is putting out. And you go behind that, you go into the gearbox, which we can actually, it's a quick change gearbox that we actually change the gearing in. We can do within 10 to 15 minutes for longer tracks, shorter tracks, whatever we need to do to dial the truck in to make it go faster. And then if you want to go down, we can get into the differential here, which is a ZF axle. These axles are run on big industrial forklifts, small four-wheel drive tractors, whatnot. The special thing about Miss Bigfoot here is this truck actually has braking on each wheel. Where most monster trucks has it on the ring and pinion, this truck here actually has brakes on each wheel, which means the truck can run harder because it'll stop faster than most monster trucks out there. So that will put Miss Bigfoot at an advantage against the other trucks out there this year competing. The chassis is a tube chassis. This chassis has been special built just for Miss Bigfoot to go out here this year and debut here on our 35th anniversary year. And let's go ahead and let's take a look at some of the safety features on this truck. As you can tell, if you look back here on the dry shafts, you'll see we have a dry shaft loop. Now what this does is this keeps this dry shaft from flying out and hitting anybody or doing any damage more to the truck. This will actually keep the dry shaft confined inside this area to keep from doing any damage along anywhere. And then if you want to, we can go up here into the cockpit and you'll see that we have the 5-part harness. Another thing that we have is the extinguisher bottle, which if it catches on fire, she can push a button and it'll actually put out the fire which is surrounding this truck. And when you see us race, they always check our RII, which is our kill radio that's inside the truck. Now what this does is this actually will shut the truck off by a remote control. That is probably one of the greatest features that's on this truck because this actually, monster trucks is the safest motorsport there is today. It's safer than any other motorsports there is just by actually this feature right here. And here on the motor that you see here, this is the blower straps, which actually what this is for is that keeps the blower from actually igniting off the top of the motor in case it was to backfire or ignite when it wasn't supposed to. So this will actually keep it from blowing up and from hurting the driver or hurting a fan. We go back here to the front of the motor here, and this is a blower belt restraint, which keeps the blower belt from actually coming off the motor and jumping off of the truck and actually hitting a fan or the driver to keep her safe too.